All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on what I like to call the engine room of any successful hotel, the housekeeping departments. Now, you might think it's just about cleaning rooms, right? Well, stick around because it is so much more than that. It's a really complex, strategic operation that literally defines the guest experience from the second they walk in. Okay, so here's the plan. First, we'll talk about why housekeeping is just so darn important. Then we're going to walk through the whole chain of command, from the top bosses down to the folks on the front line. And to wrap it all up, we'll look at the awesome career paths you can build here. Let's get into it. First things first, we really need to get our heads around just how essential this department is. I mean, it's not some background support team. No way. It's the absolute core driver of a hotel's success, its reputation, and, you guessed it, its bottom line. And this quote just hits the nail on the head, right? Think about it. That very first impression a guest has, that's often the lasting one. And that impression starts the moment they step through the door. Everything they see, from that sparkling lobby to their spotless room, that's all housekeeping. They are the creators of that critical first impression. Okay, let's climb the ladder and start at the very top. We're talking about the strategic minds of the whole operation. These aren't just people managing schedules. They're the captains of the ship, the ones planning, budgeting, and steering this entire housekeeping machine. So, at the helm, you have the executive housekeeper. This person is basically the general manager of the entire department. They're the one making sure everything runs like a well-oiled machine. And that means talking to everybody, front office, engineering, you name it, to make sure the guest experience is totally seamless. And wow, look at this list. Their job is huge. It's this incredible mix of big picture strategy and day-to-day excellence. They're not just ordering soap, they're managing a budget, trying to get costs down for every single room, which is a huge deal for the hotel's profits. Plus, they're in charge of hiring and training the whole team, and on top of all that, they're the ultimate quality inspector. And right there, as the second in command, is the assistant housekeeper. It's like if the executive housekeeper is the architect drawing the blueprints, the assistant is the master builder on site, making sure everything gets built perfectly, every single day. All right, let's move down one level to the supervisors. These folks are so important. They're the bridge, right? The vital link between the big plans for management and the actual hands-on work happening on the floors. And this is a cool role, the floor supervisor. Think of them as the guardians of the guest rooms. They are the final checkpoint. Before a room is ever given to a guest, they go in and inspect it to make sure it is absolutely perfect. So their job is really a logistical puzzle. See that last point? Coordinating with the front office? That's huge. They're like air traffic controllers for rooms, making sure there's always a clean one ready the second a guest arrives. When they nail this, you don't get those annoying waits at check-in, and the whole hotel just flows. Okay, so if the floor supervisor is all about the private guest rooms, the public area supervisor has a different mission. Their focus is on the hotel's public face. We're talking the lobby, the hallways, the bathrooms, everything that every guest sees. They make sure all of it is immaculate all the time. Okay, now we're getting to the real heart of the action. These are the frontline professionals, the people who are hands-on every single day, creating that clean, safe, and welcoming vibe for every guest. And this breaks it down really nicely. You've got two main players on the front line. The room attendants world is the guest room. Their job is to create that perfect private sanctuary. And then you have the public area attendant, who's all about maintaining that great public image for everyone else. So think about this for your own career. If you're the kind of person who gets a lot of satisfaction from creating a perfectly clean, organized space, this is where you can make a huge impact. You're not just cleaning a room, you are literally setting up someone's home away from home. Of course, the frontline pros can't do it alone. They need a rock-solid support system. It's like a stage play. You see the actors, but there's a whole crew backstage, making sure they have their props and costumes. In a hotel, that means a never-ending flow of clean sheets, clear communication, and all the right supplies. And this kind of shows you where those behind-the-scenes heroes are. A huge chunk is in laundry. I mean, that's a massive job. Then you've got the people handling all the linens and uniforms. And of course, the desk coordinators, who keep everyone connected. It all has to work together. I mean, just stop and think about the sheer volume for a second. Every single clean towel, every crisp bedsheet, every staff uniform. In a hotel with hundreds of rooms, it all has to go through the laundry. The laundry manager is basically running a small factory, and it's absolutely essential. Now, this role, the desk coordinator, this is the nerve center, the communications hub. A guest calls down for more towels, a spill in the hallway, they're the one on the phone, logging it and sending the right person to the right place, like right now. They keep the whole department moving and responding fast. But you know what's cool? No matter what your job title is, from the big boss executive housekeeper all the way to a laundry attendant, everyone shares these same core duties. This is what brings the whole team together. It's all about safety, respecting guest privacy, and just being a pro. Okay, so this is the part that's all about you. What does all this mean for your career? Let's map out how you can build a seriously amazing long-term career starting right here in housekeeping. And look at this, the path is super clear. You can start as an attendant, right? Learn the ropes, really get the fundamentals down. From there, you can move up to a supervisor role, start leading a team. Then into an assistant housekeeper position, helping run the daily show. And before you know it, you could be that executive housekeeper, leading the whole department. It's a real achievable career ladder. And I really want you to hear this part because it's so important. Housekeeping isn't a dead-end job. It's a gateway. All the stuff you learn here, managing budgets, tracking inventories, scheduling people, leading a team, those aren't just housekeeping skills. Those are management skills, the kind of skills that can make you a general manager of a hotel one day. Seriously. And that's because as you start to climb that ladder, your job changes. It becomes less about what you can do and more about what you can inspire your team to do. It's about getting everyone to feel that same pride in their work so they create those amazing guest experiences day in and day out. So the real question is, are you ready for that? Are you ready to create those 5-star experiences? Because that's the opportunity, right there for the taking, in the true heart of the hotel.